today? In the first place, I shall marry horseback in order to get away from the millinery business. I hated it from the first day I had anything to do with it. Minnie, I hate hats. Why, what's the matter with the millinery business? I can no longer stand being suspected of being a wicked woman while I have nothing to show for it. I can't stand it. Why, Mrs. Lloyd, no one would dream of suspecting you. Minnie, you're a fool. All millinerists are suspected of being wicked women. Why, half those women come into the shop merely to look at me. But they aren't certain. If they were certain I was a wicked woman, they wouldn't put foot in this place again. Do I go to restaurants? No, it would be bad for business. Do I go to balls or theaters or operas? No, it would be bad for business. The only men I ever meet are feather merchants. I wonder whether she was better or not go that far-fetched. Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry horseback or another, or I bust out of this place like a fire engine. I'll go to every theater and ball and opera in New York City. But Mr. Vanderbilt is not. Speak up, Minnie. I can't hear you. I don't think he's attractive. Well, what I think he is, and it's very important, I think he'd make a good fighter. Oh, Mrs. Lloyd, take my word for it, Minnie. The best of married life is the fights. The rest is merely so-so. I won't listen. Now, Peter Malloy, God rest him, was a fine arguing man. I pity the woman whose husband slams the door and walks out of the house at the beginning of an argument. No, Peter Malloy would stand up and fight for hours on end. He'd even throw things, Minnie. There's no pleasure to equal that. Why, whenever I was tired, I'd start a good blood-warming fight and it'd take 10 years off my age. Now, of course, Vanderbilt would put up a good fight. I know it. I don't mind it everything. I think you're just awful. The things you're saying today. Well, I'm enjoying them myself, too. Why, Mrs. Malloy, those two men have a carpet. What? Those two men. It looks as if they meant to come in here. Well, it's about time some men came into this place. Well, what should we do with them? Do? Fire with them, of course. I give you the on the run, Minnie. Aren't you terrible? Wait till I get my hands on that older one. We'll get an adventure out of this yet, Minnie. Adventure. Why does everyone have adventures except for me, Minnie? Mrs. Malloy, because I have no spirit, I have no gumption. They're coming in here, Minnie. Let's go into the workroom and make them wait for us. Oh, go, go, go. Come on, Minnie, be quick now. No one's here.
Some women were here just a minute ago. I saw them. That's Wolf Trap, all right. We'll have to wait here until he passes by.
It looks like he's sitting down on that bench. It might be quite a while.
Barney, when these women come in, we'll have to make conversation. We'll pretend we're buying hats. How much money have you got?
40 cents for the train, 70 cents for dinner, 20 cents to see the whale, and a dollar that I lost. I have 70 cents.
And I've got $1.75. I wish I knew what hats cost.
Cornelius, is this an adventure?
No, but it may be.
I think it is. There we wander around New York all day, nothing happens. And then when we come to the quiet street in all New York, suddenly Mr. Vanderbilt turns the corner. I think it's an adventure. I think. Cornelius! That Miss Levi lady is sitting down on the bench with him.
Well, what do you know? We only know one person in all New York City, and there she is.
Cornelius, even if our adventure came along now, I'd be too tired to enjoy it. Why isn't this an adventure?
Don't be asking that. When you're an adventure, you'll know it all right.
But maybe I won't. Cornelius, let's arrange a signal for you to give me if it's an adventure we're in. You say to me, pudding! You say to me, pudding, if it's an adventure we're in.
Hey, Barney, What's the name of the woman who runs the store again?
Miss Malloy. Hats for ladies.
Right. I have to think what I'm going to say when she comes in. Good afternoon, Miss Malloy. Wonderful weather we're having. We've been looking everywhere for some hats.
That's fine, Cornelius.
Good afternoon, Miss Malloy. Wonderful weather. We'll make her think we're very rich. Good afternoon, Miss Malloy. Wonderful weather. Barnaby, keep your eye on the street the whole time. We've been looking everywhere for some...
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I kept you waiting? Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Here, Cornelius Hackle.
Here, Barnaby Tucker.
I'm very happy to meet you. Perhaps I can help you. Won't you sit down?
We will. See, Miss Malloy.
Is that so?
We've been looking everywhere for some hats. You know what they said? Come to Miss Malloy's, they said. Only place to go.
Well, now, that's very complimentary.
And they were right. They were all right.
You wish to choose some hats for a friend? Or...
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We were thinking of buying 5 or 6.
5.
You see, Miss Malloy, money's no object for us at all.
Why, Mr. Hackle.
Pardon, what an interesting street you have. Something happening every minute, passerbys, and...
You're from out of town, Mr. Hackle?
Yes, we are. Barnaby, keep your eye on the street the whole time. You won't see that in Yonkers every day.
Yes, I will.
Not always.
Now, this friend of yours, couldn't she come in with you one day and choose her hats herself?
Oh, no. It's a surprise.
Indeed, that may be a little difficult, Mr. Hackle. It's not entirely customary. Your friend's very interested in the street, Mr. Hackle.
Yeah. There's a reason to think.
You said you were from out of town.
Yeah, we're from Yonkers.
Yonkers?
Yonkers. Yeah, you should know Yonkers, Miss Malloy. Palisades, drives. Some say it's the most beautiful town in the world. That's what they say.
Is that so?
If you had a Sunday free, we like to show you Yonkers.
That's very kind of you. Well, perhaps. Now about those hats.
Miss Malloy, do you have maybe Mr. Malloy would like to see Yonkers too?
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
You are? Oh, that's too bad. Mr. Malloy would enjoy Yonkers.
Very likely. Now, this friend of yours, is she light or dark?
Oh, don't think about that for a minute. Anything you pick, she'll like.
Really? Do you like this one?
Hey, Barnaby. Barnaby, look.
Oh, that's fine.
I think it's the most beautiful hat in the world.
Your friend is acting very strangely, Mr. Hackle.
Barnaby, stop acting strangely. When the street's clear, come and talk to us. Where was I? Oh, you should know Yonkers, Miss Malloy.
The fact is, I know someone from Yonkers. Perhaps you know him. It's always so foolish to ask in cases like that, isn't it? It's a Mr. Vandergelder.
What was it you said?
Then you do know him?
Or Spanner?
Yes, that's right.
Why, no! Hi, what an interesting shop you have. And where does this door lead to?
Why, Mr. Hackle, that's my workroom.
Everything here is so interesting. Every door, every corner. Hey, Barnaby, make a note of these deeply interesting cupboards. Very deeply interesting. And make a note of the table. It's a precious piece of furniture with a low-hanging cloth.
Perhaps your friend might like some of this new Italian straw. Mr. Vandergelder is a very substantial man and very well liked, they tell me.
Lovely man.
Oh, yes, charming, charming.
Has only one fault. As far as I know,
Maybe she wants us to go, Cornelius.
Certainly I won't go. Miss Malloy would just think we're foolish fellows. No, I'm just gonna stretch a bit.
What will we do when Mr. Vandergelder leaves?
Well, I don't know. I like Miss Malloy a lot, and I wouldn't want her to think badly of me. I think I'll buy a hat. Barney, give me all the money you've got. Don't worry, we'll walk to Yonkers even if it's all night. I wish I knew those hats cost. Oh, all the perfumes in the cupboard tickle my nose. I like them there. It's a woman's world. Very different.
I like it where I am too. Only I would like it better if I had a pillow.
Here, take one of these coats. I'll roll it up so it doesn't get mussed. Women don't like it when their coats are mussed.
Thanks. Now we can just lie here and listen to Mr. Vandergelder talk.
This summer, we'll be wearing ribbons down our...
Can I take off my shoes, Cornelius?
Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There, we sit cooped up in Yonkers, years and years. All the while, wonderful people like Miss Malloy are walking around the streets of New York, and we don't know them at all. I don't know, from where you're sitting, if you can see, well, for instance, the way her eye and her cheek and her forehead come together here. And the sort of fireworks that shoot out of her eyes all the time. I tell you right now that a fine woman is the greatest work of God. You can talk all you like about Niagara Falls and the pyramids. They're not in it at all. Up there in Yonkers, women came to the store. They bought this, and they bought that. And I said, yes, ma'am. And that'll be 75 cents, ma'am. I watched them. But today, I talked to one. Equal to equal. Equal to equal. And to the finest one that ever existed in my opinion. Why? They're so different from men. Women are so different from men, you feel like laughing all the time. Golly, we're different from men. I bet you can know a woman 100 years without being really sure if she likes you. Because they have a sort of wall made up of pride and a sort of play acting. Right now, I'm in danger. I'm in danger of losing my job and my future and everything people think is hard work. But I don't care. Even if I have to be a ditch digger for the rest of my life, I'll be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day. Barnaby!
Ow! You woke me up.
Barnaby, we can't go back to Yonkers yet. You know why?
Well, why not?
We've had a good meal. We've been in danger. We've almost been arrested. There's just one more thing we have to do before we go back.
Cornelius, you'll never kiss Miss Malloy.
Maybe.
But she'll scream.
Barnaby! You don't know a thing. I tell you right now, everyone except us goes around life kissing left and right all the time.
Oh, well, thanks for telling me, Cornelius. I often wondered.
I almost always am. Miss Levi, please don't tell Mr. Vandergelder. I'll swing everything later.
We're terribly innocent, Miss Levi. Who's that? Barnaby Tucker, just paying the call.
Who else is here?
It's just us.
Old friends of Mrs. Malloy's, is that it?
We didn't know her till a couple minutes ago, but we like her a lot. Don't we, Barnaby?
Uh-huh.
I think Miss Malloy's the most wonderful woman in the world.
Does she think you're the finest person in the world, too?
I don't think she even knows
I'd like for you to come up to yours.
That's very kind of you. The fact is, I know someone from yonder. Someone else.
Oh, who's that?
Someone quite well-to-do, I believe, though a little free and easy in his behavior. Mr. Vanderbilt, do you know Mr. Cornelius Hackle in yonder research?
Cornelius Apple. I know him like I know my own boot. He's my head clerk.
Is that so?
He's been in my store for 10 years.
Well, I never.
Where would you have known him?
Oh, one of those chance meetings, I suppose. Yes, one of those chance meetings.
Chance meetings. Cornelius Apple has no right to chance meetings. Where was it?
Mr. Vanderbilt, it's very unlikely to question me in such a way. I think Mr. Hackle is better known than you think he is.
Nonsense.
He's in New York often and very well liked.
Well, the truth might as well come out now as later. Mr. Vanderbilt, Irene is quite right. Your head clerk is often in New York, goes everywhere, has an army of friends. Everybody knows Cornelius Apple.
He doesn't come to New York. He works all day in my store, and at 9 o'clock at night he goes to sleep in the brand room.
So you think, but
Dolly.
it's not true.
Dolly Allen, I go crazy.
Listen to me. You keep your nose so deep in your account book that you don't know what goes on. Yes, by day, Cornelius Hackle is your faithful, trusted clerk. That's true. But by night, well, he leads a double life, that's all. He's here at the opera, at the great restaurants, in all the fashionable homes. Why, he's at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 nights a week. The fact is, he's the wittiest, gayest, naughtiest, most delightful man in all of New York. He's just the famous Cornelius Hackle.
It ain't the same man. If I ever thought Cornelius Apple came to New York, I'd discharge him.
Who took the horses out of Daniel's carriage and pulled over into the streets? Who? Cornelius Hackle. Who dressed up as a waiter the other night at the Fifth Avenue Hotel and took an oyster and dragged it right down Mrs. Oh, that's too wicked to tell.
Oh no, tell it, Dolly, go on!
No, but it was Cornelius Hackle.
It ain't the same man. Where'd he get the money?
Very rich.
Rich. I keep his money in my own safe. He has $147.35.
Mr. Vanderbilt, you're killing me. Do come to your senses. He's one of the Hackles.
The Apples.
They built the Raritan Canal.
Then why should he work in my store?
Well, I'll tell you.
No, I don't want to hear. I've got a headache. It ain't the same man. You can't get away from the facts. I just made him my chief clerk.
If you had any sense at all, you'd make him partner. Now, Irene, I can tell you were as taken with him as everybody is.
Why, I only met him once, very hastily.
But I can tell you were taken with him. Now, don't you be thinking of marrying him.
Dolly, what are you saying?
Well, maybe it'd be fine, but think it over carefully. He breaks hearts like hickory nuts.
Who?
Cornelius Hackle.
Mrs. Malloy, how often has he called on you?
Mr. Vanderbilt, I'm telling the truth. I've only met the man once in my life. Dolly Levi's been exaggerating, so I don't know where to look. Excuse me, Mrs. Levi. Hello, hello. Mrs. Malloy, I must have activated Mrs. Parker. Oh, yes, we must get that off before Blue. I want to run by the errands girl. I almost forgot the coat. Oh, Minnie, I'll do that! Oh, it doesn't fit in there! Minnie, it's a better you imagined it, dear. You're tired. Going to work to the line.
There's a man in there. We'll get him out. Whoever you want, come out of there.
Nonsense. There's no man in there. See? Miss May's nerves are playing tricks on her. Come now, Mr. Vanderbilt. What was that you were saying? God bless you.
Yes, there is a man in there. I'll explain it all to you another time. Thank you for listening. But I'm very Dolly. Mr. Vanderbilt.
You're protecting a man in there.
There's a very simple explanation, but for now, good afternoon. Achoo! Achoo!
The world's wrong, but I'll never get over it.
Oh, I can't believe my own eyes. The world's going to pieces.
Come now, Mr. Vanderbilt. We're going to see the symbol is waiting for us.
Mrs. Malloy, I shan't trouble you any longer, and vice versa.
Irene, when I think
who goes around New York tying people in knots. And this is Barnaby Tucker, another troublemaker.
How do you do?
Minnie, pick yourself any hat and go to the store. We're going to dinner.
Pardon?
If Miss Cornelius Hackle is so rich and gay and charming, he's going to be rich and gay and charming for us. He dives 3 times a week to our Rowdy Gardens restaurant, does he? Well, he's taking us there now. Well, are you sure it's safe? Minnie, hold your tongue. We're in a position to put these men in jail if they so much as speak.
Jail?
Jail! Jail, Mr. Hackle. Officer Coverty does everything I tell him to do. Minnie, we've been respectable for years. Now we're a disgrace. We may as well make the most of it. Come into the workroom with me. I know some ways we can perk up our appearance. Gentlemen, we'll be back in a minute.
Miss Malloy, I heard there's an awfully good restaurant at the railway station.
Railway station? Railway station? Certainly not, no, sir. You're going to give us a good dinner in the heart of the fashionable world. And don't you boys forget that you made us lose our reputations, and now the fashionable world is the only place we can eat.
She's angry at us, Cornelius. Maybe we better run away now.
Certainly I won't go. For a woman like that, a man could consent to go back to be a success in Yonkers.
All I know is no woman's gonna make a success out of me.
Jail or no jail. We're going through with this. So what? We have no money. We have to.
But
No. Grit your teeth.
gentlemen, the cabs are in the corner, so forward march.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, Miss Malloy. Is it far to the restaurant? Maybe we could walk.
Minnie, take off your things. We're not going.
Miss Malloy!
Mr. Hackle, I don't go anywhere I'm not wanted. I'm not very happy with you. Good night.
Miss Malloy!
I suppose you think we're not fashionable enough for you. Is that it?
No.
Well, I won't be a burden to you. Good night, Mr. Tucker. Good night.
Miss Malloy, we want you to come with us more than anything in the world.
No, you don't. Look at you. Look at the pair of them, Minnie. Scowling, both of them.
Please, Miss Malloy.
Then smile. Go on, smile. No, that's not good enough. Minnie, come with me. We'll get our own supper.
Smile, Barnaby, you loud!
I can't smile anymore. Then do something. Show some interest. Do something lively. Sing.
Sing? I can't sing. Really, I can't. Barnaby, do you know any songs? Miss Malloy, we only know sad songs.